Okay, so to get started on our Keynote slide presentation, you need, of course, to launch Keynote, and it is the blue podium on your dock. So go ahead and click that and let it open. And let me see, I need to close. I need to close it first so that it works for us. And once it comes up, it lets you choose a theme. You can pick anything that you want. Try to keep it neutral so that your photographs can really stand out. I'm going to go with just black. Now, what it basically does for you when it opens, the slides are all going to show on this side. And then on this side is going to be where you're going to set the timing of the different slides so that, you know, the slides stay on long enough, and also so that they have interesting animations and transitions. That's all here. Adding music is also here. Changing your fonts is all here. So I'll kind of show you that as we go. To make new slides, it's this button, and when you click it, it's going to give you options, little templates. Now, you could choose one. You don't necessarily have to pick one that has pictures, because even if it doesn't have pictures, it starts out with just type, where you can drag pictures in. So I generally like one with just one line, like so. So I'm going to use that as my template. Now, an easy way to get multiple slides, you could keep going and saying add a slide, add a slide, add a slide. But once you get one that you like, you can also option drag, and that's going to let you copy. That's a fast way. So I'm using my left hand to hold the option key, which is the key that's next to the command key at the bottom of your keyboard. 2 keys over from the big space bar. So that's an easy way to make a bunch of slides. And you need 20 slides for this show. So, you know, you could make 20 all at once, or you can kind of do them as you go, either way. All right, now the very first slide is going to be our title slide, and it's going to have our name. And I asked for grade level 2. That would be nice. You could really say whatever you want, you know, as you start your slideshow. Just include your name in it somehow. The one I did, I kind of said Mrs. Dilbeck and her sidekick. You know, I could really say whatever. So let's see. I'll say and I can, you know, if I want them all to be on one line, I can make my type box bigger, and I can also adjust the fonts. Now, once you have type selected, I want you guys to look at this bar here. Watch what happens when I click here. See how that changes? But when I click into type, it brings me to type options. So the way they've changed this software, and it's kind of a good way once you get used to it, is that it's going to give you different options based on what you have selected. So if I select the slide, it's going to give me options for slide layout. If I select type, it's going to give me options for type layout. When I bring a picture in, and I've got some pictures, so let me grab one. This is one from, whoa, I think 20 years ago, my husband and I. So I'll say that. I think I'll do some old ones and some new ones. So once I bring that in, notice that when I have the picture selected, it shows me things that relate to images. Okay, so these change as you click. So slide layout, text layout, image layout, and it's just by what I highlight, what I have actually active. So, you know, just be aware of that. That's going to change as you work. Now, image, one thing you might want to do, this is kind of an ugly, I must have done a screenshot and I missed it. See how I've got that little white ugly edge? So I'm actually going to mask this image. And to do that, I'm going to click into image, and I'm going to say edit mask. And I'm going to pull, with the mask, I'm going to pull that piece up so that that white bar doesn't show. So if you want to make your picture bigger, smaller, whatever, and you also want to cut some of it off, that's an easy way to do that. So now that part's cut. Oh, let me do it again actually, because I don't like this edge either. Let's bring that in a little bit. So that's better. And then just by grabbing the corners, you can make pictures smaller or larger so that they fit. With your type, you can do the same thing. See how my type's getting bigger and smaller? That's cool. That's new. They didn't used to have that option. That's kind of a nice way to adjust your type. If you want to change your font with the text highlighted, you go in and you choose text, and then I could choose a different font. And I'm a fan of Helvetica, so I'm going to keep it there. That's kind of a nice classic font. But you could really choose whatever you want. My recommendation, though, is that you don't pick one that's too crazy decorative or too light and hard to read. You want bolder type so that it stands out really nicely, easy to read. But you choose. That's up to you. Whatever you would like to use. And I think with this one, I'll keep this text, and I'm going to change this. So I'm going to say 20 years ago. That photo was from, I know it was 20 years ago because it was my sister-in-law's wedding. She got married on the beach, and that's what that's from. And that was about that long ago. And then I'm going to option drag this because I can copy, and remember that's a fast way to copy. I could go back here and click text to get a new text box like this, or I can copy drag. And I was being lazy because I didn't want to have to type out years ago. I just wanted to change this. So this one I'm going to make, say, 10 years ago. And I'm going to get a picture of my husband and I from 10 years. That's this one. And I'm going to size it down, make it smaller. And I'm going to make those pictures fit so that they make a nice, even, they're really as perfect as I can get them in terms of the size. And as large as they can be and still fit really is nice. And I want the edges to be perfectly lined up. I can have them touch each other or not. That's kind of optional. I could also cut some of this out. Remember, I have that crop option. So if I want to mask this and get rid of some of this so that the photo could be larger, I can do that. And then I'll make this bigger. Okay, so now if you're getting photos from the internet, I should show that too. So let me grab, where are you? Grab Chrome again, and say I want to show, okay, my favorite food is sushi. So I'm going to search sushi, and I'm going to get some pictures of sushi. So when you go to get a picture, first thing you want to do is click into it, let it load bigger, right? And then say View Image, and it'll load even larger. Then drag it to your desktop first. And I've actually made a file for my slideshow. So it's right here. Let me show making a file too. So file, if I use my command key and command click, or I'm sorry, my control key and control click, I could say new folder, or I could go up here and I could say file, new folder. This is with the desktop active. So I'm not on the slideshow when I'm doing this. I'm clicking the desktop so it becomes active, and I'm going to say file, new folder. And then I can name it just by clicking on it once. So it showed up here, and I'm going to just go in and I called it Slideshow. I'll call this Slideshow 2. Hold on one sec. Command, Shift. Okay, so I have one slide set up now, right? And I would continue on making all my slides. And I'm going to try to, you know, as you're moving things around, it'll show you when they're centered. It'll give you the vertical and the horizontal center. So that might help you out. Since things are going to be moving, I might also want to control the order. And if I want the words to be on top of the photos, I'm going to go to the Arrange button, this one. And I'm going to choose the Bring to Front option. And now that type can go in front. And you can do that on anything that you want. Just choose it, choose front, and it'll go to the front. So there we go. And then I would go to maybe my next slide, whatever that's going to be. And so I was doing, since I showed ancient photos, ancient history, now I'll go and I'll show new, baby. I was making a slideshow. And you know, the content of this, there were lots of tips or lots of ideas on that blog site. So you might want to go look at that if you're struggling to figure out what you want to put in. But I think since this is about you and you know what your interests are and what you know, you probably won't struggle. Just put stuff in that you like. It's your personal slideshow. Things that make you who you are, whatever, you know. Let's see, I think I have a picture of us now. And of course now I'm not going to find it now that I'm looking for it. Ah, here's one. This is a funny one actually. Okay, so, and then of course I could size that. Now, if you want to add music, that is, click the slide itself, top slide, right? And you're going to go into Document and Audio. And I think I showed you guys this wrong on Friday because I wasn't quite sure where it was. This threw me off. It says Media here. Ignore this. This is only if you want the media to play only on one slide. We want it to play on the whole thing. So just click your top slide and into Document, open it, and go into Audio. And then all you need to do is, if you have an MP3 file, drag and drop it, and it'll show up there. If you want to get to it on iTunes, you can do that from here. So that's another way that I could go and do that. I could pick a song here. I don't know what I want. I'll probably have to get a new song if I actually make this because I don't think I want any of these. But now that's added that song in, so when I play, it should show up. And that's all there is to it. It's just drag and drop, very easy. Document, Audio. Just make sure you have slide selected though. You're not on a picture, although I think it'll still work even if you're on a picture. Yeah, so that's cool. All right, I'm not going to do transitions on this recording because it's already pretty long, so we'll make it a new one. So I'm just going to save this. So imagine it's the end of the period, you're ready to save, you go to File, and you choose Save, you name it, and for this class, when you go to name something, this is how you're always going to do it. You're going to name it your last name, your first name, and then what it is, and we're going to call it Slideshow. Okay, so I'm going to go last name first, and then first name, and then slideshow. Please do not put commas in your file name. You can use spaces if you want. So spaces work, commas do not.
Where do we save this?
And then choose where you save to. If you want to save in your documents, you can. Or you can also save to your desktop. I'm not going to save to my documents because it has too much stuff in it. So I'll choose desktop. And inside desktop, I could even open that up and I could choose the slideshow file. And I'll save right there. So that's going to save this presentation that I've just started into that folder. Oh, I already have one with that name. I'm going to say cancel. I don't want to replace. So I'll say new for this. I'll say newest because I might even have a new too. And then I'll say save. And so now that's where I put it, right? It's in here. Now if you save to your documents, you guys, I don't think you have a document folder in your doc. Let me show you how to get to it. If you click on your desktop and you go to here just to go, you'll see documents. You'll also see downloads. If you go to download a font, I'll show you that some other time, but that's there as well. So that's desktop. You don't want to be in Keynote, you want to be on desktop, and then you can go ahead and do that.